Hello and welcome. My name is Phil Tarbox, National Sales Manager for the Business Solutions team at D-Link. It's great to have your company with us today with today's webinar covering what's new at D-Link and also a bit of a recap of what has happened during 2020 as well. Great to have a whole host of D-Linkers joining me today. As always, alongside of me virtually, is Ilya, Commercial Product Manager for D-Link. A very good day to you, Ilya.
Hello, everyone.
And for the first time this year, we're also joined by the full complement of our channel managers from all around the country. Up in Queensland, in Brisbane, is Bernie Rasenberger. A very good day to you, Bernie.
Hello. Sorry, I had to unmute myself.
Hi there, Bernie. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
To Colin Chamberlian down in Melbourne. A very good day to you, Colin.
Morning all.
Great to have your company with us today. And lastly, based in Sydney, is Michael Crocombe, Channel Manager for New South Wales and the ACT. Hello, Michael.
Hi, Phil.
Yeah, and hello to everybody out there today. Thanks so much for being with us today. Okay, so let's get started into the webinar today. So a bit of an overview as to what has been happening at D-Link during 2020. Bit of a recap of some releases of product that we've had during 2020 as well. Certainly, there's been some great product releases that we have had. Having a bit of a sneak peek as to what's coming in 2021, and of course, why D-Link, why you, our partners and customers, should be recommending and using D-Link. Right at the end of today's session is an opportunity for questions. You will find in the drop-down screen controlling the Zoom session today is a Q&A area. So please drop your questions into the Q&A panel, into the Q&A box there as well, and we'll come back to those questions right at the end of today's session. Of course, we are recording today's session as well, which you can catch up on YouTube on the D-Link Australia and D-Link New Zealand YouTube channel. Okay, once we've got questions, then what next? How to go about getting engaged with the D-Link team and what steps you can take to go about selling D-Link products into your customers. So let's get started. Bit of an overview as to what's been happening in 2020. We certainly know that it's been a pretty challenging year for business, with although some of our partners have had record years and certainly others have found market conditions fairly difficult, and I think that's largely been due to where you've been based across Australia and New Zealand as well. So I thought what I'd like to do is just to get a bit of perspective about what each of our account managers' experience of 2020 has been like, and what they have been up to in their spare time. Michael, tell us about your 2020 so far and what you've been up to.
Yeah, so it's been quite a different year to previous. I think in around technology, I've spent a lot of time doing some work with some home automation. So using scripts and a whole heap of different things to control teenage children that leave lights on, to control wireless. In fact, an idea that came to me recently from one of our webinars was to have each of my children have their own SSID. And so now I can easily turn Wi-Fi off for parts of, or some of my kids when time is appropriate. From a work perspective, I think we've, like most, I've had customers who've had a boom, I've had customers who've struggled, but we've had some cool technology come out, and we've also had some great engagement going and seeing the customers that we could. using David, my pre-sales engineer, doing some road trips and so on.
So you talk about home automation. We had a pretty cool webinar with Aaron Bilton, pre-sales engineer based down in Melbourne, who gave us a pretty excellent and well-received demonstration of his own automation, his own home automation network. How does your setup compare to Aaron's? Have you got home automation envy, Michael?
Close. So I would say that Aaron's probably got more devices and a more diverse range of things that he automates, but I'm trying to do some things a little bit different. So, for example, through my home automation, I text my 16-year-old son when it's garbage day as to which bins need to be taken out. The system just does it automatically. I've done some automation with my washing machine where when the washing machine finishes, everybody in the house gets a text. So I've got a number of children and you never actually know. So all of them know how to cook and wash and iron and do all of those sort of things, but you never actually know who's using the washing machine. So to send a text to everybody, so then it's like the next person can move on and wash their clothes. It's very helpful.
Cool. Yeah, that's great. And I guess if the text comes in, the washing machine's done, it might encourage someone to go deal with that as well. Go and hang it out or put it
out on the line.
Yeah. Okay. Great. That sounds great. I'm sure you'd be happy to talk to any of our customers or partners about any of your experience there so far this year with us. So that sounds great.
Absolutely.
Great. Thanks, Michael. Thanks for sharing. Bernie, up in Brisbane, what's your 2020 been like?
Well, 2020 certainly been very different. We haven't been in the lockdown like Victoria and South Australia, so I could say what COVID, but yeah, with social distancing now, where the meetings are back on, people are engaging. Even just at the early stages there, I managed to get David up, and we did a trip to Toowoomba as well. We did some surveys there, so it's definitely been a difficult year, but I think it's been back to normal in Queensland a lot quicker than in some of the other states, which is great. So
you're a poker player, Bernie. I know we talk every couple of weeks about your poker exploits. Has that been affected this year?
Well, yes, unfortunately, I think it's been about 6 months where we couldn't have the games because there was limitation on the square metre rule, and the pub poker obviously couldn't go ahead. But we're back into it, and I actually got a grand final to go to this weekend. So wish me luck, but I'm in the bottom 20. So yeah, it's I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Okay, well, I hope you make your way out of the bottom 20 into the top 20, Bernie. I certainly want to be aiming for that top 20%. I think that's your number, right, Bernie?
That's right. Yeah, Mr. 80%. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Great. All right. Well, pleased that things are getting back to normal. Getting back to normal for you, and I guess for somebody else. For Colin, things are finally starting to get back to normal down in Melbourne. It's been a pretty challenging 2020. Looking at Melbourne and Victoria from a distance, it's looked tough. What's it been like? I mean, you've got a nice picture there with a face mask on. I reckon I've worn a face mask probably about half a dozen times myself, Colin.
Well, Victoria, it's be safe with a mask, but we're allowed to take it off a bit now, but it's starting to get back to a sort of normal. But unfortunately, Victoria's had it a little bit tougher than the rest of the country. I don't know how many people are on from Victoria, but we've had it extremely difficult. But it's been interesting, the 5K rule, 5K, 10K, just depends on how diligent you are. So we're back to sort of normal. We're looking forward to going to see people now and into the new year. So hopefully next year will be a lot easier for Victoria. Hopefully there won't be any more cases coming through with all the international travellers coming back. So I hope Dan doesn't lock us down again. So hopefully it'll be good.
I know you're a bit of a home handyman, Colin. It must have been tricky with the certain hardware retailers being closed during this period. Is there a backlog of projects you have to do around the house over summer?
Well, it's interesting that everything was shut basically when we had our last lockdown. So the only saving grace is that the bottle shops weren't locked down, so we were able to continue the daytime drinking. But other than that, it's been a little disappointing, but getting back to normal now.
Okay, all right, great. I'm pleased to hear that, and it's great to hear of you and to see you getting out and about, going and seeing your customers then as well. Okay, thanks guys, and we look forward to hearing about some of your thoughts about some of our product related stuff during the webinar as well. So I guess in case you missed it, there's certainly been some really good product releases that have come out this year. Probably one of the major ones, and we've certainly seen a really big upturn in this particular product ever since the D&H 100, the Nucleus Connect Hub, has launched as well. We did run a webinar in the middle of the year going through the on-premise installed Nucleus Connect software, but we have also released the D&H 100, which is a on-premise hardware appliance, which acts as a with the Nucleus Connect software installed on that. That supports all of the Nucleus Connect features, enables you to manage up to 100 access points. Later in 2021, there'll be some additional devices that'll be able to be managed that as well, still with that limitation of 100. And of course, all of this connects into the Nucleus Connect cloud portal, which gives you the ability to be able to manage multiple D&H 100 controllers, all from a single pane of glass, to be able to look and see and manage what's happening out on your customer sites. Bernie, you've been a real advocate for this product, and I think that you've had some customers that have had some great experience with this product to date.
Yeah, it's absolutely been a runaway success. In fact, so much so, I think we had some stock issues there a while ago. I think everything's back to normal now. A number of our resellers, there's some that are specialising in hospitality and cafes, and they've got multiple locations. Absolutely love the Nucleus Connect Hub. And we've got a lot of organisations, as soon as they need 3 or more APs, they're getting a free Nucleus Hub and finding it absolutely brilliant. So we've extended that promo. So we only got 2 weeks to go. So I was talking to a few people again during the week. So if anyone that wants to take advantage of that, you've got 2 weeks to try and get your orders in. Yeah.
Great. Certainly the Nucleus Connect app has been a great way to be able to manage and to monitor what's been going on with those networks from your mobile phone as well. And there's a quick snapshot of the promotion there as well. It's available from all of our distribution partners. Just order any 3 of our DAP series of access points: the 2610, 2620, 2680, and 3666 outdoor access point. And you can then claim from your distributor the bonus D&H 100 up front as well. So as Bernie says, that promo is running until the end of the year. So make sure you don't miss out on that. Really great, a really great solution, and we expect that to really solve a whole bunch of problems for people throughout 2021 as well. Something that another release that's happened really just in the last 4 weeks has been the DWM 315 4G router. There's a couple of additional features that have been added to this product over the DWM 312, which is still continuing. So that was the initial business grade 4G dual SIM M2M machine to machine router. So we've got speeds of up to 300 megabits per second over 4G. It's still got the dual SIM cards. Of course, it does still support band 28 or the 700 megahertz frequency. Both Optus and Telstra market that is 4G Plus and 4GX. Certainly some great benefits of making sure that your service from your telco supports that. So making sure you get a router that actually supports that. Greater coverage and distance is able to be achieved in regional parts of the country, along with better in-building penetration in metropolitan areas. So there's lots of benefits to the DWM 312 and the DWM 315. 315 does offer faster speeds of up to 300 meg. There's now an Ethernet and a WAN interface that's been added to this device. You can see that on the picture on the right of screen. And there's also a GPS connector that has been that's been added to this as well. You do need to go get yourself a GPS antenna, which are available from lots of different places where you can go and purchase those. It's just got standard SMA antenna connectors on that as well. Of course, what has really driven a lot of success with these business grade 4G routers of ours has been some technology partnerships that we've got with some leading UTM or Unified Threat Management appliance vendors, Barracuda, Fortinet, SonicWall, Sophos, and WatchGuard. So, so using our 4G devices as a failover product. Of course, you are more than welcome to use 4G for a primary internet connection. I use that at my home. Have got a D-Link router there providing internet using 4G as my primary connectivity. Certainly for businesses using 4G for failover goes away, provides business continuity into that organisation. So many of you would be familiar with our how-to guides that we've done on the DWM 312 with these vendors' products. I'm pleased to say that we've also added these documents for the DWM 315 as well. So many thanks to Ilya for compiling those documents, for our support team, and of course to the team in marketing as well. So if you haven't yet spoken to us or looked at a failover internet solution for your customers, if you're a partner or if you sell any of those UTM vendors, or if there's another router of choice that you use, please do talk to us. We're happy to put together a document for you to use, and of course can send a product out to you to evaluate as well. So the DWM 315 available now within all of our distributors. Certainly plenty of stock in the warehouses at D-Link Australia as well. Of course, it'd be remiss of me not to talk about a couple of pretty big switch releases that we've had during the year as well. Certainly, switching is a very big component of our business. Many of you very much like using our network switches, and we've had a couple of products that we've launched this year. Firstly is the DGS 1250 series of product, complements the 1210 range of switches. Michael, I think you've had some pretty positive feedback about this range of product from your customers.
Yeah, so I think as customers getting more data across their networks using NASs and other bits and pieces, these are great switches with some 10 gig uplinks on them. And this is kind of our entry price point for a 10 gig uplink product, and they work particularly well. So customers who would have looked at a more expensive switch from D-Link are starting to really embrace these, and I'm starting to sell a great deal of them.
Okay, terrific. So 4 switches in the range, 2 with PoE, 2 without PoE. It's really nice to see the very large PoE budget that's on the 1250 28 XMP with a PoE budget of 370 watts. We've really seen a big uptick in demand for our max power range of PoE switches. as more and more high-powered PoE devices start to be used by people, talking about 4K cameras, pan tilt zoom, IP surveillance cameras, desk phones that have got larger LED displays on them, and of course Wi-Fi 6 access points that are needing larger amounts of power. These higher budget PoE switches are certainly becoming more popular. Of course, we've got all of the range of 10 gig interconnects available. There's our direct cables, which are a really cost-effective way at being able to deploy and to use these for short distances with direct attached cables in either 1, 3, or 7 meter lengths. Of course, we have our 10 gig SFP plus fiber modules available with this product as well. And of course, these devices work really nicely with our DXS series of 10 gig switches. So the DXS 1210 series of product with a mixture of copper and fiber ports available. And they're a great way at being able to, to join all of your switches out on the edge of your network together. So 10 gig is, we're certainly seeing finally an increase in the usage of this particular product. So in addition to the 1250, we've also launched the 1520 series of product. Colin, I think you're seeing quite a bit of activity in the 1520 range of product.
Yeah, we're starting to see a lot of it coming through. They're looking at more connectivity. The stacking capabilities is what people are looking at, and also that it's a cost-effective way to get into that layer 3 features without spending too much money. So customers are very happy to see the new products. The addition of the additional 10 gig options is really welcoming as well.
Yep.
So looking forward to seeing them move into next year.
Yeah, so I thought it would be worthwhile just to put a bit of a table up to see, I guess, the differences between our range of switches. Certainly, we've, seen this range double just in the last couple of months. I guess some key differences between these two new switches, the 1250 and the 1520. I'm sure some people are going to get those confused, being very similar, the same numbers, just in different places. The 1520 gives you the ability to stack, so you can get up to a 80 gig connection between each of those switches. There is dynamic routing, which is supported, so that's definitely, as Colin's suggested, is a layer 3 feature. So that's great to see that in the 1520 series of product. And across the range of 1520 switches are redundant power supplies that are available for each of the 4 devices in the range. So like the 1250, there is 4 switches, 2 24 ports and 2 48 port switches with copper. You've then got the additional 10 gig fiber, but also some 10 gig copper ports that are in there as well. Large PoE budgets, both with 370 watts. And in both the PoE versions of these, you can, with a redundant power supply, you can increase that PoE budget out to 740 watts. So that's a pretty serious PoE budget that's available on both of those switches. One thing that I really like about this product, and we're certainly starting to see it now in some of our access points, is 2.5 gig connectivity that is going into those products. So all of the PoE switches in this range also give you 4 2.5 gig PoE ports on there as well. So expect to see more start to happen in the 2.5 gig technology area throughout 2021 as well. Thanks, Colin. We look forward to seeing plenty of those going out the door in 2021. There's certainly a good deal of them that are quoted for a number of your projects at the moment. So see here how the devices can get physically stacked. We can see here that we've got options of being able to do that either via fiber using our direct attached cables or using a 10 gig copper cable you do need a minimum of Cat 6A cable to be able to do that. Of course, those 2.5 gig ports that are on there as well. Additionally, this year, we've also added some more products into our industrial switch range. These are certainly a welcome range of product. We're seeing a lot of interest in some smart areas of business, so smart city type work. That's certainly a buzzword that's been around for a little while. And we've got some customers that have got some great stories around this. If any of you tuned in for our industrial switch webinar, there was a couple of really fascinating conversations that we had with a partner based up in Darwin. A good day to the good people of Darwin. Are used out at a correctional facility, going into junction boxes, which they can be cohabited with things like snakes and goannas and so on as well. So they've been a really great addition to that network. Also, we heard from Fitzroy Australia Resources as to how they're relying on D-Link industrial switches in running what is a pretty complex network, several kilometres underground, with a long-wall thermal coal mine. Lots of IoT devices, sensors, temperature sensors, gas sensors, air quality sensors, and so on that are being used or running off the backbone of D-Link industrial switching. The wide temperature range is certainly appreciated in both of those installations. So if that's an area of business that you see some opportunity in, then please come and talk to us about that. The DIS 300 range of product, as you can see here from this image, certainly provide some extra flexibility and some functionality in terms of their physical size. Certainly some feedback we've had from some people regarding our DIS 200 series of switches, and so we've gone and listened to that feedback from customers, and we've produced a range of product that is a little bit more compact. Certainly, you're not really missing out on anything in these products in terms of features. If anything, we've seen the PoE budgets on both of these switches increase quite significantly, with a massive 240 watts of budget on the 300G 14 PSW series of product. So if you haven't yet taken a look at the DIS 300 product, we'd certainly recommend you to take a look at that. And please, if you are interested in industrial switching, or you've got a switch requirement in a slightly unusual situation, whether it's in a warehouse, whether it's in a tropical or a subtropical area out in the desert somewhere, or perhaps at the top of a mountain where it's a little bit cold, then a D-Link industrial switch may just be the thing that you're looking for to deliver that connectivity that your customer needs. We've also had a Wi-Fi 6, our first Wi-Fi 6 access point released as well, the DBA X2830P, which is part of our Nucleus range of wireless networking. That if you're unfamiliar with Nucleus Cloud, this is a great solution aimed at managed service providers and helping you to be able to deliver a network out to your customer that is fully manageable and monitorable remotely, with zero-touch deployment, zero-touch configuration, designed specifically for MSPs. Multi-tenant console, enabling you to be able to see on a single pane of glass as to what's going on with all of your customers. And we get some great feedback from people here about the way we go about billing this service as well. It's all billed per month, per device, and of course, billed in rear. No license expiration on any of these devices. It's all pay as you go. If a device is not being used during a calendar month, you don't pay for it. We don't believe at D-Link that you should be paying for something that you're not actually using. So this is all hosted in Australia. Got local level 2 and level 3 support available on this as well. So before we go go down the rabbit hole of talking about Nucleus Cloud, which of course we do have a webinar that we've done on that earlier this year as well, Wi-Fi 6. There's certainly lots of potential that we believe that Wi-Fi 6 goes about unlocking. Michael, I know you're quite excited about Wi-Fi 6 and then think there's some great opportunity in this area.
Yeah, so my background with wireless is I was selling wireless before any of the 802 standards. I was selling Proxim that was a 1.6 meg radio link that turned out to be a 1 meg throughput, and they were insanely expensive.
Did you say 1 meg or 1 gig, Michael? I'm not sure I heard you correctly there.
1 meg.
Okay.
A 1 meg access point was $2,500. Showing my age here, a PCMCIA card, which I haven't seen a laptop with one of those slots for at least 10 years. They were $1,500.
Right.
Extraordinary. But I've always loved wireless. I've always followed it. I've worked a number of organisations where wireless was a primary technology that we were selling, and that's one of the things I really like working with D-Link to go and see customers, look at what they're doing, look at how we can help with providing a wireless solution, and certainly all of the technology involved in Wi-Fi 6 will make a user experience much better. Unlike AC Wave 2, which there didn't seem to be a great bit of take up from vendors with devices like this. You know, my Samsung Note 10 has already a Wi-Fi 6 chip in it, and I think that we'll see a great deal of take up of customers looking to get improvement by replacing existing with new Wi-Fi 6. I think it's going to be a great year selling. Yeah,
I think, Michael, just to add to your comment there, and you know, I've certainly been selling wireless for a long time as well. Not quite as long as you, Michael. Yeah, we've just installed just one of these Nucleus cloud access points within the D-Link office here in Sydney, and it's the first time on my phone in any Wi-Fi a network that I've been connected to that there's a number 6 that comes up in the Wi-Fi icon on your phone. It's the first time that I've actually connected to a Wi-Fi 6 network. So that's great. I think we're certainly going to see more and more of that's out there. And of course, the more Wi-Fi 6 capable devices that are connected to a network, we're really going to see some benefits that you can see here on the screen. Certainly the multi-user MIMO upload and download, that's certainly a great benefit. Of course, Wi-Fi 5 or 802.11 AC was multi-user MIMO just on download only. And of course, that increase from multi-user MIMO from 4 to 8 devices is really important as well. And Michael, when you start to get, and I guess for Aaron in his home, when there's more and more IoT devices that are being used as well, there's some smarts that are in Wi-Fi 6 as well, which goes and enhances the battery life in IoT devices that are connected to that network as well. So some really great innovation that's coming through, and we'll see in just a moment. There will be some more Wi-Fi 6 product announcements that we'll have during 2021 also. Okay, so what is coming in 2021? Colin, I know this has got you excited. Certainly, Paul across the ditch in New Zealand is pretty excited about the Nucleus Cloud SD-WAN router, the DBG 2000. Colin, what are your thoughts on this product?
Oh, very excited. We're going to be playing with the big guys, I suppose. It just depends on what our partners' requirements are and how we can assist them. From what I've seen so far from some screenshots, I think it's going to be a very dynamic product for a lot of customers to be able to get a toe into this SD-WAN market. Yeah,
we're certainly pretty excited about it here at D-Link. If you're familiar with our DSR series of routers, there's a lot of features that are in those products that you'll find in the DVG 2000 as well. 100 VPN tunnels, content filtering, application control, of course, all easily managed and monitored via the Nucleus Cloud portal as well. We are expecting our first shipment of these in late March 2021. There may be some samples available before then. Colin, I know you've got quite a long list of people that are wanting to evaluate these products. What would your suggestion be for people that are interested in this? What would your suggestion be that they do?
Well, the biggest thing is just to get in touch, start talking about the product, make us aware that you're interested, make us aware that you actually want some product to test, and we'll be able to facilitate when we get enough samples out there. But you just have to be talking to us about it, because if we don't know you don't want it, well, we're not going to be able to position it with you. We will be advertising and getting some marketing out on the product, but step forward, ask about the product, get in touch with us, start dealing with us, and we'll be able to help you out.
Great, thanks, Colin. Okay, more Wi-Fi 6 access points coming in 2021, and both of these guys are not too far away. Enhancing the Nucleus Connect range of product is the DAP X2850. It's an AX3600 access point. Interestingly enough, it does have both a 2.5 gig and a 1 gig port on this particular product. 802.3 AT PoE powered, so it does need that bit of extra PoE power to get that going, because it is a more powerful device. Can operate in standalone mode, or will connect into Nucleus Connect as well, whether that's the on-premise software or going into the D&H 100 Nucleus Connect hub. Of course, configurable via the app also. Good news is on this product is that is due to us in late February 2021, so not too far away now. For any users that have got some larger networks, some enterprise type networks, we will also have into our unified or our controller managed networking range, the DWL-X 8630 AP. Again, it's an AX3600 capable access point, both 2.5 gig and 1 gig Ethernet ports on there. Can be managed standalone. Most people are going to use that with the DWC 1000 or the DWC 2000 wireless LAN controller. Again, this stock is due to us late February 2021. So if you are looking to, if you've got customers that they are looking to upgrade their networks, they want to put a number 6 onto the phone of users that are connecting to that network, then early next year is going to be the time. To do it. And of course, with the government's infrastructure tax rebates or instant tax write-offs that are available, this could be a really great time to get out there and start talking to your customers and give them a reason to look at upgrading their wireless network. That Wi-Fi 6 is certainly going to be some great benefits to users and to businesses in delivering faster, higher speed with more concurrent users and more reliable connections as well. So that's what's coming in 2021. Michael, I'm sure you're a bit excited about that. You've got lots of people that are keen to get their hands on any of these 3 Wi-Fi 6 devices.
Well, I want to go to the warehouse to see if I can steal one to take it home and play with it over Christmas.
I'm not sure we've got any in our warehouse just yet, or if there is, it's in that area that you're not allowed into. That's that protected area that Ilya has got the he's got the nuclear sign in there that no one's allowed in.
Secret lab.
We'd all love to see inside Ilya's secret lab, wouldn't we, Ilya?
That's why it's secret. You can't get there.
Right. Okay. Okay. And lastly is the DEX product, and there's certainly been a lot of interest in this product. DEX is short for the D-Link Edge Cloud Solution. So this is another cloud management platform that we have that's specific to our range of 4G, our 4G router products. There's just 2 products we have in our range here in Australia at the moment, the DWM312 and DWM315, which will be compatible with the DEX solution. There are additional products that are available worldwide that we're looking at and evaluating as to whether these devices, whether we bring them into Australia. Again, this product has been aimed for MSPs. It's a multi-tenanted solution, so multiple of your customers, you're able to manage and monitor those from a single pane of glass. Or it's ideal for an enterprise customer as well, who's wanting to monitor and to manage everything that's going on with all of their mobile devices. Ultra low latency, very, very fast connection. We are going to have that hosted here in Australia. We're really pleased to announce that. Ilya did give us a tour of this product back in April this year, a very, very preliminary look at this. Certainly there's been a good number of changes that have come through since then. And early in the new year, we'll be launching and announcing this solution in Australia. One of the great things about this is that we have designed this with the future in mind. So it will be easy to migrate over to 5G devices. There is 5G native architecture that's been included when designing this product. So there is going to be some longevity in this solution as well. D-Link, Bernie, I know you've got a number of partners that are very interested in this and being able to manage the fleet of 4G devices that are out there, and I guess very interested in taking a look at DEX when that actually launches next year.
Yeah, it's been quite a bit of interest from MSPs and integrators. There's someone in Toowoomba looking at an irrigation system. There's all sorts of people with motor vehicle fleet management as well. So it's definitely of interest to a lot of people.
Yeah, I think there's some really comprehensive reporting that's in there. Being able to apply configurations in there automatically. Zero-touch configuration, obviously, that's a real selling feature of just being able to send a device out to site, plug it in, put a SIM card in it, phone's home, it knows who it belongs to, and it goes and take the configuration that's been preloaded in there as well. Of course, DEX can be used to organise routine reboots of any devices that are in there as well. So lots of ways, lots of different protocols that are in this M2M. A world of communication. So there's lots of different protocols that are there, and we're really pleased to announce that DEX is going to support a majority of those, if not all of those really popular ones that are being used. Lots of detailed information that's available on screen, really nice web GUI that's there, and certainly GPS tracking is something that's pretty interesting as well. There is an in-vehicle product that we are looking at for, are considering for next year as well. So that may well be quite interesting for people that are looking at putting that into different types of fleets. Of course, agriculture is looking like a pretty interesting market for this type of solution, as well, along with transportation, logistics, smart cities. It's a pretty fascinating smart parking solution that we have available as well. Again, that's something we're looking at for 2021. So more to come on DEX, and we'll certainly be hearing from us in the new year about that. Okay, so we're coming to the end of our webinar, and I guess really there's no better opportunity to talk about with any of people that are on here today and are watching on YouTube, to hear from our channel managers as to why MSPs, integrators, resellers should be partnering with D-Link. Bernie, why should people be, if they're not working with D-Link today, what are some of the benefits of working with D-Link? You've been here quite a while now, I think, haven't you, Bernie?
About 12 years.
Okay, right.
So yeah, the biggest feedback we get is that they can pick up the phone, they can talk to me, they can talk to our engineering team, they can talk to product managers, all local in Sydney, and I'm based here in Brisbane. So the other thing is that people really appreciate is the wireless surveys, the network audits we've been doing. We've been, everything from hospitals down to TAFE colleges all the way to medical centres. It doesn't have to be big, and people just really appreciate the fact that we can go and give some advice to how to give a complete bill of materials, and also then help with some of the configuration if they need that expertise. And then to back that up, they love the workshops we're doing. Unfortunately, we haven't had any this year, so it's good that we're doing all these webinars. But next year, I think there's a lot of people just waiting and asking all the time, when can we go and get some certification in wireless or routing or switching or IP surveillance? So we're easy to do business with. We listen and we get on site and we talk to people. Great.
Certainly having the range of product that we have, there's really a D-Link solution for everybody there, right at the core of your network. 140, 25, 10 gig switches, layer 3 going out to the edge of the network. We're seeing some pretty exciting new products launched this year, the VGS 1250 and 1520, complementing the 1100 and 1210 series of product as well. Of course, some great wireless technology coming through with our AX range of access points. We haven't even touched on IP surveillance today as well. There will be some pretty cool new products that will get released there next year as well. Colin, I think you've been here just a little bit longer than Bernie. What are some of the things that your customers like about dealing with D-Link?
Yeah, I've been with D-Link for, I think, 17 years. I'm trying to push Ilya to get the big silver plate for the big 20. But the main thing that customers appreciate from D-Link is the fact that we're consistent, where our pre and post sales support is the best compared to a lot of other vendors that just have offshore or remote or whatever support. Aaron Bilton, which is everyone would agree for my region especially, is a godsend when they're having issues or they need some assistance. So we've basically pushed the fact that D-Link as a brand, if they pursue our brand as their mainstay product, they won't be let down. So that's the main thing that we offer as D-Link as a brand.
Terrific. And Michael, you're the new kid on the block when it comes to D-Link.
Yep. Compared to my compatriots, I certainly am the new kid on the block, but we're about to push into year 4, so it's not like I don't know anything. I had lunch with a partner yesterday, and I'm not boasting because I take partners to lunch all the time, but one of the things that he told us was that we recently put wireless into a site in the city that was very, very, very congested, and the fact that we put our wireless in with a controller, we did a site survey, we told them what they would expect. It was commissioned, we assisted with the commissioning of that, and we exceeded what we told them that the throughput they would get, and the customer is over the moon. And I think that is really the essence in what we do that's different from other vendors, is that we partner with our resellers and we work as a team to get a solution that the customer is overjoyed with. And there would be many references I could give a prospective D-Link reseller of those types of stories.
Yeah, look, I think that's, as this slide summarises, it's really about giving people the support they expect. I guess there's things that are built into our product, our limited lifetime warranty. So the only limitation being that it's 5 years from when a product goes end of sale. Lifetime support that you get in lifetime replacement, but along with that goes the ability to pick up the phone, speak to your account manager, speak to somebody in our support team, and we're there all the way to help you with your scoping of the project to implementing that project as well. Of course, as Bernie's mentioned, We haven't done training this year. That's been a very popular component of our of the way that we do business is offering at no charge to our partners our classroom technical training all across the country, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, Darwin, Adelaide, with some regional visits as well, which we have done, and we plan to get that back up and running in 2021 as well. So absolutely supported from beginning to end of the sales and the installation and the implementation cycle. And as you say, Michael, it's not an uncommon response that the expectations that customers have, that we aim to exceed those, to be able to under promise and over deliver. That's what we're all about at D-Link. Okay. I don't know if you guys have got any final closing comments. I haven't seen any questions come through just yet. If you do have a question, do pop that into the Q&A box. So what happens next? So if you're not yet a D-Link partner, we'd certainly encourage you to go sign up for that. But even before that, and whilst we haven't been able to do any in-classroom training, we do have a number of online courses which are available at training.dlink.com.au or training.dlink.co.nz. All of our DCNP, our D-Link Certified Network Professional courses are classroom training. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to run those this year. However, we do have some online-only courses available. The D-Link Network Design Associate, it's intended both for sales and for technical people. That's a great course, 3 hours of self-paced video learning. Each module is roughly between 5 and 10 minutes. So you don't need to commit to a single point of time for that particular course. And then with any of our Nucleus products, Nucleus Cloud and Nucleus Connect, we do have some 30-minute courses available for those. So we'd certainly encourage you to go and get familiar with that. All of those, accessing those courses, you do need to register into the D-Link training portal, and there is a coupon that you can put in to get access to those courses for free. D-Link Cert 2020. If you do want to do any of those in January next year, you don't need to be Einstein to work out as to what the code is most likely going to be to get access to those courses. Of course, as I alluded to during the webinar, we have been running a lot of webinars this year, and you can go online and catch up on all of those past webinars. So just simply go to YouTube, search either for D-Link Australia or D-Link New Zealand, and you'll be taken to the D-Link Australia New Zealand YouTube page. From there, click on channels and click on view full playlist for all of our webinars, and you'll see the 20 or so webinars that we have conducted this year. You'll see all of those available for your consumption. So please do go and check out those, a mixture of some product information and also some technical webinars that we've run as well. Our pre-sales engineers, Aaron Bilton and David Urbano, have done a great job in conjunction with Ilya in putting together those courses as well. So please do, if you do have some time, we'd certainly commend a number of those courses to go and have a look. If you are not yet a D-Link partner, there's certainly some great reasons to sign up. If you are a managed service provider, a system integrator, if you're selling networking equipment today, or you want to sell networking equipment today into your customers, to go and sign up as a D-Link rewards partner. So at either of those addresses just there. Some great benefits to being part of our program, some upfront discounts that you get on our product. We certainly want you to make some money when you're selling our hardware. Of course, there are some rewards that go along with that as well as getting access to our priority technical support. All of our product is able to be purchased through our distribution partners in both Australia and New Zealand. We're distributed by Ingram Micro and Synex. And in Australia only, we're distributed by Blue Chip Infotech, Dynamic Supplies, EdSys, Hills, Multimedia Technology, and Pacific Datacom. So if you, I'm sure you are dealing with at least one of those distributors for products. So please do go and talk to them. Sign up as a partner. We'll let them know that you're part of our partner rewards program, and you'll be able to see the partner pricing through their methods. I've been really pleased today that we've been able to be joined by the wider D-Link team, our channel managers. If you have tuned into any of our webinars this year, you'll have heard me spruiking the contacts for each of our regional channel managers. So it's been great to actually have them on a webinar today as well, and for you to get an opportunity to hear from them if you don't know them already, and of course to see them as well. Bernie, any closing comments that you would have before we conclude today's webinar?
I just want to thank all the resellers for the support for the last 12 months, and yeah, I'm looking forward to a fantastic 2021. Great,
thanks, Bernie. In New South Wales and ACT, based in Sydney, we have Michael Crocombe. Michael, thanks so much for sharing with us today, for giving us your thoughts. Any message you've got as we come into Christmas and the end of the year for your customers?
Yep, not a problem. Look, it's always a pleasure. I just want to say to our D-Link family, have a wonderful Christmas and a safe Christmas, and looking forward to new product and new opportunities in the new year.
Great. Thanks so much, Michael, and the same to you as well. And down in Melbourne, Colin Chamberlian, looking after Victoria, Tasmania, South Australia, and now Western Australia, who have opened up their borders as well. Colin.
For how long, we don't know. So I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a safe and Happy New Year. Hopefully it'll be more prosperous next year. And just Feliz Navidad to everybody. So just keep up the good work.
Terrific. And last but not least, I've enjoyed having Ilya by my side for this webinar series this year. What Ilya doesn't know about D-Link certainly is not worth knowing. Ilya, any closing comments from you before we say goodbye for the last time this year?
Thank you, Phil. No, I want to thank everyone for participating in this challenging year, and hoping that the next year would be better. And I also want to thank Phil for putting together this great overview of what's been happening in this year and what will happen in the next year. And thank you, Phil, for not revealing too many secrets. So obviously there's a lot more products planned to be released. It's just a bit too early, or we prefer not to talk about them now. And hopefully we'll have more webinars in the next year where we can talk about more about new products.
I think Bernie's already told all these customers, Ilya, so it's out of the bag.
Yeah, look, certainly, Ilya, it's great to have a few. There'll be a few surprises under the Christmas tree in terms of some products that'll come out next year. Certainly, we look forward to sharing all of those things with you. From the wider D-Link team, from the D-Link family, we'd like to wish everybody here a happy and a safe Christmas. Have a great Christmas and New Year period. We hope that you get to spend that time with your friends and with your family. We very much look forward to catching up with you and being in touch with you in the new year as well. So it's goodbye from me, from Phil Tarbox. It's great. It's been great to have your company today, and it's been great to have your company with us all year as well. Thanks so much, and a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all.